Be kind. Do good. Welcome to Lighthearted Life and Collectibles. So we are back for this precious, sweet, squishy baby boy's details video and name reveal. So I'm just going to tell you all about him. This is his little envelope that came with him. It's got his COA in it. It's sparkly, y'all, and it's like a navy blue, and I love the way the flap on the envelope, it's so detailed. It's got these little flowers etched in it. Love that. Very nice touch. And then when you open it up, it has his certificate of authenticity, and he is number 7 of the edition of George by Kathy Romero Biscuiti. And she is of Silicone Studio. And of course, it has a little seal on there that says authentic. He's beautiful, y'all. It's been a few minutes since I did the box opening and I styled his hair and stuff. And oh my gosh, y'all, I just, trying to put him down long enough to do this video was hard. I just kept picking him back up. And he is heavy. A heavy little dude. Which Sandra said that he weighed about 9 pounds. And I believe it. Probably a little over 9 pounds. But I'm going to put his little envelope back there with his COA. And I'm just going to show you all his little up close details. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to take his diaper off. And I'm just going to have like a little warning in the video. If you don't want to see baby butt, then look away, fast forward, cover your eyes, whatever it is you want to do. But this is a silicone art doll, and it's just part of the art. So I'm going to try to keep his tallywhacker covered up. But, you know, I want you to be able to see him, you know, without the diaper on. So, but I'm not going to do that right at this moment. I'm going to take you off the tripod so we can get up close and personal. Y'all, when I say this baby is perfection, I mean it. From his painting to his rooting to his sculpting, just perfection. I love him. Look at that hair. I brushed it down. Put some product in the top there and just took some water, and I took a little baby toothbrush, and that's already dried now, but I dried it to where his edges are laying down. And then he's got a little pile of curls on top, and his hair is black with some lighter brown mixed in. I don't know if you can tell it. You can definitely see it in person, especially around the front. And I mean, this baby's just, he's a chunk. He's just such a chunk. He has these big, chunky jaws, these big, full lips, and his mouth is open. You can see his little tongue. And back there is his drinking wet system. You can see that. I can't wait to give him a bottle. And, you know, she's got his tongue looking wet. And his nostrils are really deep. His little mouth, it has little creases on the side, which gives it room to move, y'all. I really like that because if you're putting a bottle in his mouth, you're not going to worry about like any type of pressure being put on the side of the lips because it really is, it gives it room to move. And he's got this, his chin is, he doesn't have a double chin, but he's got chubby cheeks that come down. So it's kind of like he's just all like chubby up under his neck. And he's got like a little short neck and there's so many wrinkles under there. And his head turns like a dream. Look at that. I love that. And it stays. Look at that. And I love his ear shape. It's got a really deep ear canal, and then it's got a really deep indentions in the, I call it the shell part of the ear because it always looks like a shell, but I know that's not what it's called. But the cartilage around his ear, I mean, I love it. The way it's shaped, and he's got little thick earlobes. And of course, this little ear is perfection too. And they're more flat to the head, so they don't stick out. They look so cute. And then, of course, I told you in his box opening he has applied eyebrows. And they're probably, I would say, a moderate thickness. And then he has really thick eyelashes because, I mean, like, with silicone and stuff, you'll have some lash loss over time, and that's just expected. So she rooted them really, really thick, which my son, when he was a baby, he had thick eyelashes, especially when he got older. And then, oh my gosh, this little chest, he's got two very chubby boobies. And he's got little sculpted armpits, and the arms are really poseable. Chubby, chubby arms. I mean, you can bend these arms however you want to. They're sculpted, like barely bent. I don't even know what you would say that. They're just a little bent at the elbow. So mostly straight, but you can position them, you know, to be bent. So very easy to pose. This silicone is, I love the way it feels. It's a very dreamy silicone. Chubby hands. Look at them fingers. And Sandra has them very nicely painted. They're blushed and creased, and they have, focus. They have tipped nails, but they're very naturally tipped. Hold on. There we go. Very naturally tipped nails. So, you know, it doesn't look like baby went to the nail salon. His other hand, just as chubby. Both of the hands are open, but they're in a slightly different position. Like this hand, the middle finger is kind of curled. And then on his left hand, all the fingers are curled just a little bit forward. But like I said, both hands are open. And then he's got an outie belly button, a really squishy, squishy belly. See, when you squeeze it, it takes it a minute to pop back out. And y'all, I love his skin tone. All of his mottling, his skin texturing. He has textured skin. And I love the way it looks. I got to remember that, you know, I'm showing y'all if they're here. I'm looking at it, and then I'm just holding my phone, however. See the texture on his skin? So beautiful. And then we got these chunky thighs that have like 3 fat rolls going down each thigh. His legs are, they're probably bent to where, like, if he were sitting up, or I'll just sit him up and show you. Like if you had him sitting in like a bumbo or something, it'd be like the perfect little bend in both legs, or a car seat or something like that. It just looks natural. And these big chunky feet, oh my gosh. And his knees have kneecaps. You can see the kneecaps up under there. Sculpted to look that way. And then he has wrinkles on the back of his knees. And then wrinkles on top of his foot. He has cankles because his little foot and leg is so chubby, and I love it. And I will have no problem finding shoes to fit this foot. I love that he has big feet. And I love his toes. They're like symmetrical. Beautiful sculpting. He has some creases in the bottom of his foot. It's not a whole lot of like folds and creases like you would see in vinyl. But so I'm told by silicone artists that it's easier to paint a silicone foot that doesn't have a whole bunch of wrinkles in it and creases. But I think it's good enough. I love it the way it is. So I'm going to show you his little booty, but I'm going to cover his junk up. And boy, does he have some junk. I'm just saying. There's his back view. He has a very chubby booty. Baby got back. And Sandra painted it to look like he's got a little spine. And y'all, there's some hair back there on him. He looks like he's got, you know how babies are born with that Lanugo hair on their back? He's got some hair back there. I don't know if it's supposed to be there, but he's got some. But yeah, chunky booty baby, big baby. Like I said, I'll keep him covered. But look at him. Say, I am absolutely precious. Okay, so I have him sitting up for you, and I'm supporting his little head because, you know, he's just asleep. But everybody, I want you to say hello to your beautiful little nephew, Kylo Jacoby. Kylo means maker of the sky. And, you know, we've got this whole space theme going in here, so you know I had to do something that went along with that. And Jacoby is after this guy that I knew when I was a teenager. And it was so funny because you know how you're like platonic friends with someone of the opposite sex, and you know you're just always friends, but you would kid around about stuff or whatever. And so I always loved his name, and I told him, I was like, one day I'm going to name a baby after you. That's where the name Jacoby came from, because I think it's a cute name, and I've always wanted to name a baby Jacoby. So Kylo Jacoby it is, but we're going to call him Kylo. And sometimes I may call him by both names, Kylo Jacoby. But for the most part, he's going to be called Kylo because I love that name. Oh, he is perfection, y'all. Perfection. I love him. I'm so in love with him. So, y'all, that is it. I am going to come back probably tomorrow with a feeding video because he has a drinking wet, like I said. So we'll do a little drinking wet feeding video and we'll chat. And I'll tell you about how I'm loving little Kylo. Say bye, aunties and uncles. Mwah, we love you.
Be kind. Do good. This has been Lighthearted Life and Collectibles.